playoffs, I think it's something that we need. We got to go out here against good teams. It's a long trip, and it's going to tell us a lot about where we are. Coming down this closing stretch, so our minds got to be there. We got to take care of our bodies, and we got to understand what we're going into. And it's like I said, it's going to tell us a lot about where we are.
Just obviously, it's been a few months since you guys see OKC in Vegas. How different did they feel as a team? Obviously, Chet didn't play in that game, but it's kind of just a big difference from the time you played them.
No, not really. I think it's we just played better. I just think obviously they are who they are. They defend. They move the ball. They got a deep team. They do a lot of good things on both sides of the ball, and I just thought that we played a better game the first time. We were more physical. We played to our size. Our size really worked for us, and we just played a better game that game. And I think tonight it was kind of the opposite.
I know against switching defenses, there's always the ball got sticky, but also against switching defense, you got to beat somebody one-on-one. That's kind of the whole point of the defense. How do you find that balance of trying to, maybe find the right matchup, move the ball enough, but then find an advantageous spot to beat somebody?
It can be tough sometimes because obviously they're switching because they want to take you out of your actions, and you don't want to fall into just playing one-on-one all night. But for me personally, sometimes, they switch, and every time I feel like I can get in the paint and, get some type of reaction from the defense, draw some help. But, then we're saying we want to move the ball. We got to have some action. So it can be a tough balance sometimes, especially when the team builds a lead and you don't want to go out there and try to take it upon yourself. You want to use that time to continue to trust. That's what the best teams do. So it's a tough balance where in your mind you're like, all right, I might have to dominate and try to take over this 4 or 5 minute stretch. And then you don't want to go against, what the team is kind of preaching. We got to move the ball. We got to play for each other. You still have that mentality, but, as a great player, you want to go and defensively against you. You got to play harder offensively. I think you got to have better pace and just be more intentional about each part of, the plays and the actions that you're trying to run, because they're trying to take you out of it. So you got to just be sharper in your pace, the way that you defeat somebody trying to be physical. You don't let them get into your body. Your pace is just faster. You're doing things that keep them off balance from being able to do that. And that's hard. It's hard. It's hard offense. And usually the team that jumps out aggressive first is going to establish that. And, I think that's what teams have been doing against us.
For you, does that also mean being able to get to multiple actions? If they take away the first one, to have the pace to get to 2, 3, 4 in a possession? Okay.
Yeah, usually the teams like them, that are physical and, they have a lot of success on that end of the floor. On that first initial action, they're going to always be good. They're going to be loaded up. They're going to be good on the ball. They're going to do their jobs. But this is when you kind of move them around. First side, second side, you got to give a defense like this an opportunity to break down. And usually it's not going to happen on the first side. And we just tried to hit them directly, on that first side too many times tonight, and that's where they thrive at.
Can you just talk about this road trip and how important this one is for you guys, especially with it being so many games on the road?
Yeah, I think it's coming at the perfect time. Like you said, it's a big trip. We got to handle our business, but I think it's a huge opportunity for us too. Coming down the stretch of the season, getting ready for the